What was that? Ninja Gaiden Ragebound somersaulted into our lives July 2025. Developed by the Game Kitchen and from our favourites on the publisher side, Dotemu. Shredder's Revenge, Absalom, Streets of Rage, need I go on? You're showing off, Coop. You're showing off, cheesing them, deflecting all the projectiles. I'm well at home with this. And as you can tell, it does look beautiful through the eyes of a boomer gamer. This video is coincidentally timed because there was a state of play on Thursday. A side-scrolling God of War game was announced with a retro vibe. It will obviously be gotten to, but I was thinking that's a damn high bar. Stuff like Blasphemous, Moon Scars. We could even put both of the Hollow Knight games in that category as well. To say the side-scrolling hack-and-slash genre is competitive is a bit of an understatement. Katana Zero, Jesus, I forgot about that. The Messenger, Strider. All right, mate, we get the idea. I'm sure those people at Santa Monica Studios know what they're doing. They don't. Luckily, I think the Ninja Gaiden IP is more than enough to carry this game through. It does give me a bit of the Revenge of the Shinobi vibes, 1989. Released in Japan as the Super Shinobi. Yeah, we all know how Google works, mate. Because of all that wall hanging and climbing, it also gives me that original Batman NES feel. But that's enough wallowing in the past. Let's look at what we've got going on here. And that music is banging. That footage you've just seen, that was the prologue with a tutorial in it, but then it pushes a couple more moves to you once you start the main missions. Once you get a parry, which is essentially a timed attack at a projectile, you also get a dash immunity move, which is over on R1. Incidentally, this is PC footage you're looking at, 1080p. This is on Game Pass. Retails at around 15 quid on Steam, and obviously available over on the Sony side. Massive kudos for having the option to put it over to the old CRT projection. Essentially that puts a curve on the screen, gives the whole thing proper retro vibe. Loads of decent indies do it, and it's cool to see it with this one. Once we get out of that prologue, we also see some very cool monsters and creatures coming at you with fire, a derelict city burning behind you. Going back to that point about it being a very competitive landscape for this type of video game, that Ninja Gaiden lore and some of the familiar faces you may see in this game keep you going and really keep you interested. There is a double jump of sorts. You tap that button again and you'll do a somersault with a blade attack. So you need to bounce off stuff a la Mario to get through gaps or to get to higher sections. Combine that with the dodge and the deflect mechanic and you are one busy ninja. Some enemies will be immune to you completely and you'll have to attack something else to power up the blade to be able to smash that initial shield in and then go forward from there. So there is quite a lot of organising to do when you look at what type of enemy you're fighting or what's coming at you first. Is the game tough? Is the game challenging? It's absolutely friggin' ridiculous. This is only mission 1. I stumbled on the prologue, and this sort of genre is one of my favourites to play, and it is taxing me early doors. That's a good thing. It doesn't do it in a frustrating way, and of course this isn't a roguelike, so you're not venturing down dead ends and losing loads of time and gear. The publishers and the developers, to a certain extent, they have always had a really good understanding about what makes these new retro games still fun. The format's coming up to 30 years old. With its lower price tag out the gate and massive amounts of content and nods to that Ninja Gaiden franchise, this one's a really easy decision to make if you're into this type of video game, i.e. it's a must play. Talking of must-plays, and of course that God of War, Son of Sparta mentioned at the start of the video, if I'm going to get to anything next, it's totally going to be that 2D Terminator game, which looks down my street and it could well feature on the channel shortly. But what are these games missing, Coop, that we could easily implement and probably improve things a little bit? Yes, local co-op. Ragebound could completely handle it. There's no reason why you can't have 2 players on screen, and I think there might be a Robocop 2D on the way. That's set in the Robocop. That's set in the Yo, what's going on, cop? That's set in the Robocop 3 universe. All this Ninja Gaiden talk, you're not showing us one clip of the new game on PlayStation 5 performance mode. Holy crap. Reviewed it in full, made my Game of the Year 2025 list. Video's not even going to make 1,000 views. Help a brother out. I would very much like this game physical and on the PlayStation 5. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. I'm going to keep an eye out for it. Let me know if you guys have picked up a copy, because I think there is a special edition that looks pretty sweet. And there was a game I wanted to show you very briefly, talking about how difficult the hack and slash genre is. And I've forgotten about this absolutely blistering title, and it did get sequeled. Ladies and gentlemen, Valfaris. I do feel another side-scrolling platformer list coming on. Have a look at my previous in the comments or description. My name was Couch Coop. I look forward to seeing you down there. What was that?